pit setup day, John. Yeah, pretty tight times between the last 2 World Cups. I don't know exactly, but I think it was like 16 hours or more. Like, I was lucky enough to fly, although my flight got cancelled, and then we flew at 6 a.m. this morning, but everyone's only just arrived, I think. The circus is re-putting their pits up another time at Leogang, so should be good. Sun's out right now, which is nice, but I think we've had a lot of rain, there's a lot of puddles on the ground, so hopefully some moisture's in the track for practice in 2 days' time.
We are doing everyone's favourite job, which is pit setup. Yeah, it's the one day I really look forward to each week. You know, just really getting together as a team and just putting up these beautiful pits. They're so fun to set up. Yeah.
It's a long drive from Loudenvielle, huh?
Yeah, I think we did like, it would have been like 20 hours in total. We did 2 hours to Toulouse straight after the race and then banged out with a bit of traffic around Switzerland and a stop off at the RC car shop. Yeah, got here at midnight last night. So, but it's nice to wake up here in Leogang because, yeah, you just knocked it out in one day. It's a good feeling.
Look at the view. Come here, look up here. Look at that, look at those mountains. It's just beauty, beauty everywhere. Yeah, back in Leogang. It's been good to have us over the years, but yeah, we just came from Loudenvielle. It's been a bit of a mission to get here. I've actually got my truck driving wings. Passed my test a while ago, but it was my first big trip in the big truck, so enjoyed that with Gracie B. Now we're here. We had a great weekend in Loudenvielle. Not so good for the younger riders and Nina, but Jackson managed to get us a win at the end of the day, so spot on.
This is the bike. This is exactly as it was from Loudenvielle, just post-wash basically.
Yeah, so it went a little bit better last week than Poland, huh?
Yeah, it was a hell of a rebound. He was like feeling good physically, and then like from first practice was just hooking, really, like really enjoying the track. And then, I mean, like it's no secret, we know the bottom half suits him, but I mean, I didn't expect him to be able to keep that in touch on the top. We did a few bits and a lot of extra weight addition and some bits and pieces trying to make him roll as fast as he can, and then I think he executed it perfectly, was like in touch at that top, so when he was only like 0.8 back at the second split, like this could be really good.
Yeah, won Loudenvielle. Was not expecting that in the start gate, and yeah, I put down a really good run and, you know, held my own up top, and then was able to pin the bottom as hard as I could, and yeah, it was good enough to take the win. I was rough in Poland, and then, you know, I had a really good week of training in Andorra. Was actually riding with Amre a bunch, and, you know, was riding with all these, you know, top level riders, so kind of helped me get, you know, back up to speed and get that feeling back on the bike. And yeah, I just kind of progressed, you know, every day through Loudenvielle. Like, started out, you know, a little bit shaky, just figuring things out, and then, you know, every lap just got better and better from there. Yeah, definitely, you know, riding the high from last weekend, and yeah, really, I've always loved this track here. It's, you know, super bike parky. It's kind of similar to what I grew up on. So, yeah, if the rain stays away, we're on for a heater. It's the black knobs. The black knobs are they make all the difference. No, it's literally I just unscrewed the knobs and took the ones off the gold ones and put them on because it looks cleaner. And then the gold Fox logo there too. I've had that since I was, I think, 11 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where all the secret stuff's hidden, in those little knobs.
I'm Owen, I'm Tanny Seagrave's mechanic. Yeah, so we've been working on this Rallon in the whole of the off-season basically, and it's just been released a couple of weeks ago. There's been a lot of time spent getting it set up for her and dialing it in. And yeah, she's pretty happy with where it's at the moment. So, because our setups are completely different, as in last year she was on a completely different bike, the settings are going to be pretty different anyway. So we're going to use what we've learned over the off-season and through the races to build a setup for her that works basically. Like the motorway section here is kind of like the Loudenvielle top part, maybe a little bit slower. And then Loudenville's just got way more steeper, faster stuff. So Loudenville's kind of, the average speed is higher, so we'll slow things down a little bit and keep things stiff and efficient for that motorway section really.
Here is Natan's bike, the bike that he had for his first place in Loudenvielle. I guess it's what you're interested about.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
The setup is It's a very simple bike, basically. It's just Santa Cruz original series that you can buy on the market. Natan is running long in the front, long in the back because he's super tall. He also has some mass dampers. So in the front and in the back, Natan did a very special setup that you may film, that he homemade at home by himself. So that's cool. There is also some special tuning in the all-ins, fork and shock that we tested during the winter. We did a lot of testing with them and it was really interesting. Also he's running exterior levers and not the Saint, but the Saint caliper. And we have a special rear tire that is a prototype from Michelin. You can see the label it's marked work in progress. It's a mix between a DH22 and DH16, something that is rolling good, with a good rolling efficiency, but that can have a strong power braking. Yeah, hopefully Natan and the rest of the team will be good for Leogang. It's cool to see that we did a good place in Loudenvielle. Fourth was a podium last year, so I mean, for a team like us, doing a great result like this is really what we needed and what we expected from Natan as well, because we knew he could be a fast rider, but doing this, the second run was amazing. Yeah.
My name's Jake Hood. I am mechanic for Dakota Norton this year. First year with Dakota, but we've been doing some good progress so far. So first race back after his injury, so yeah, I guess we'll see how he stacks up. But kind of no expectations on this week. We're just gonna go out and see how he's feeling. I think the speed's still there, but you don't know until you're on track, so yeah.
So what's your approach going to be for bike setup? Have you got any base settings you're going to use, or is it going to be sort of play it by ear?
We do. It's very different to a lot of people on the World Cup. Very soft in comparison, very heavily damped. Progressions coming from other things, not tokens, should I say? Yeah, I don't want to give away too much. I don't know how much Dakota wants to say, but if you look at his set, how his bike works, it's very different to a lot of people on track. He's coming more from like a sort of like motocross style kind of background, motocross, like sort of car sort of setup wise. So I think it might be the way that everyone starts progressing in the future, but you never know. But yeah, it seems to work for him. I mean, he's got the bars of the motorbikes. Yeah, I guess we're gonna see.
So whose bike have we got here then?
This is Richard's downhill rig, Yeti prototype, special projects downhill bike. So yeah, this is the bike that he did pretty well in Poland on, and last week was a bit different for him, getting up to speed with the whole downhill racing thing. I think the speed was a little more than we expected, but probably a bit more comfortable here at Leogang. He's raced here before, he did really well in juniors here, so it was pretty well knocked out of the park by our engineering team, and they've produced a bike that, yeah, we could happily keep racing with no modifications from that first design. I mean, he's fussy, but because I've been doing this work with Richie for so long, it's kind of just normal for me now. I don't have to worry about certain aspects of the bike that he's more fussy about. I just make sure everything's as he likes it. He is pretty particular on brakes and suspension. Obviously, they're pretty important parts of the whole game. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time keeping his brakes at a consistent bite point, and his suspension is, just how he likes it. So yeah.
Hey, I'm Edu. I'm working from Comensal Mokov by Riding Action. This is my first year here in the team, and I'm pretty happy to work with Loris. I'm Loris' mechanic. Luckily, he's living in Andorra right now. We are living in Andorra also, so we are creating a good team with Arthur, me, that is the engineer, and we are trying to put the best setup for him, like during the winter, and having all the rest of the season easy. The race will be at the bottom, like as always. The fast part, like the motorway, will be good to look on it, but I think the bottom part will be the trickiest one. So maybe like try to focus on that part and try to put the bike dialed for that section.
I mean, it could rain, it could be sunny.
Yeah, it would be tricky. I think like Leogang is always like this. Like you never know what will happen. So wait until tomorrow morning to see the tires and everything and the setup of suspensions.
How are things going for you?
Pretty good, to be honest. Last race not so good, but apart from this one run, everything pretty solid. My girlfriend's pregnant. Life is good, you know. So I'm really happy. It's now that I have these new things in my life. The race run upsetting me, but for less long than usual. And we keep moving forward, you know, so it's okay. So this place for me is amazing. I've been coming here for forever. It's a little bit one of these venues where I feel like it's home, you know, that we arrive at the same hotel for 15 years, same room. I'm like, I love it. It's such a cool feeling. The track is the same, like, you know, it never really changes. Those last woods have been pretty good lately. I don't know how they look this year, but the plan this weekend is to put behind one bad run from Loudenvielle, which was the most important. I was really upset with myself because it was one of those days where I knew it was going to be hard to win, but I knew I had what it took to be like in the top 3, you know. So didn't deliver my performance at the right time. With the win really upsetting me. I felt like it was like messing up with my plans, you know. I was getting rushed and frustrated. So it is one of these races that I use now. It's like already used joker, so I need to focus on being better, and I think I can be. So we'll see this weekend.
So can you tell me about Max's setup?
We've done quite a lot of work through the winter to try and get a good base setting, which is something that he's not really done much before. So it means we can go to most races and we only have to change a couple of clicks here and there. Well, Loudenville's a bit of a track of 2 halves, so you have to kind of tune the bike so that it works well at the top and is quite efficient at the top. But then when it starts to get a bit steeper towards the bottom, it needs to work properly. So it's a little bit tricky to set it up for that track. But here again, like it's going to be a little bit of a different setup. Might lower the bars again because we raised the bars last week to try and get him off his hands a little. So yeah, we do that, and then maybe push the forks through a little bit so that the wheelbase becomes a bit longer and it's a bit more stable on the motorway section.
I'm Brett, Gracie's mechanic, and
This is her bike.
yeah, what a weekend. Yeah, I was blown away. Just we knew it was coming. She's definitely been just eating away at it, and she's working so hard this year. So yeah, it was nice to see that happen. As we all know, she's a big jumper. She likes to go high and big, so her bike's generally set up a bit stiffer. More on the stiff side than we would like, but that's kind of every time we soften it up, we go stiffer. Like that's the way she enjoys it. She likes that feedback. With her setup, we're kind of in a kind of mid position of everything. She's in the mid in the headset cups. She's in the middle of her chainstay reach. On her idler, she's in the middle. So pretty central setup. The bike's constantly evolving just to make, you know, the bike works really well, but just incremental, you know, learning it each time we go racing, and she's now at a point she's super comfortable in it. Oh, today's tech tip, we've got one of these Feedback HG Pros, and they have a little dongulizer here on the top. I like to just, you know, have things not hanging as much, and you just insert the dongulizer on your crowns. It's tech tip of the day.
Thank you.